Listen closely, beloved soul. This is not a coincidence. You did not stumble here by accident. You were led here by divine design, because heaven has a message for you today. The reason God brought you together with that person is deeper than emotion. It's greater than timing. It's bigger than anything your mind can explain. It was a divine setup, a connection woven in the spiritual before you ever met in the physical. You may think it's random, but it's not. God orchestrated it with precision. He looked at your journey. He saw your pain, your prayers, your loneliness, and he said, "It is time." You see, sometimes the people who enter your life are not meant to entertain you. They are meant to awaken you. They arrive as reminders of who you truly are, reminders of what you've forgotten, reminders that love, real love, still exists. And sometimes, beloved, the one who touched your heart was sent to shake something inside you, to stir the sleeping parts of your soul, to help you remember what you once believed about love, faith, and purpose. But listen carefully. Not every divine connection is meant to last forever. Some are meant to teach you, some are meant to test you, and some are meant to transform you. You may feel the pull of their spirit even when they are far. You may feel their energy in your dreams in the quiet hours of night. That is not imagination. That is soul recognition. Your spirit remembers what your mind cannot. When God aligns two souls, there is always purpose. It could be to heal wounds that words cannot touch. It could be to restore faith in ways that logic can't understand. It could be to remind you that you are still capable of deep love, even after all the pain. Yes, the connection may have felt impossible to explain. Yes, you may have felt like you've known them before. And yes, your heart may have felt both peace and chaos at once. That's what divine energy feels like. It brings comfort and challenge at the same time. It doesn't come to make life easier. It comes to make you wiser. Sometimes God brings someone to you not to stay, but to show you what love could look like when it's pure, to show you how you deserve to be seen, to show you what it feels like to be met soul to soul. And sometimes when the lesson is complete, God separates the two, not as punishment, but as protection. Because not every love story is meant to end in human form. Some love stories are written only in the spirit, eternal, invisible, divine. Beloved, do not cry over the ending when heaven only wrote a chapter. Do not curse the pain that taught you to see clearly. Do not regret the connection that made you feel again, because what you felt was real, even if it was temporary. You see, God uses people to deliver miracles. He uses faces to deliver messages. He uses hearts to unlock hearts. So even if it broke you, it blessed you. Even if it confused you, it awakened you. The truth is, the connection was never just about romance. It was about revelation, revealing parts of yourself that were hidden behind fear, revealing the depth of your capacity to love, revealing your spiritual strength after loss, betrayal, and disappointment. When your soul met theirs, something ancient remembered. It whispered, "This feels like home." And for a moment, heaven touched earth through your connection. You felt what divine union feels like, and that experience can never be erased. That's why your heart still thinks of them. That's why you still feel the energy linger, because their purpose is not completely gone. Even if the person has left your life, the impact remains. That's how divine work operates. It continues to ripple through time. Some of you were brought together to heal old wounds. Some were brought to awaken faith. And some were brought together because your souls promised to meet before this lifetime, to complete what began long ago. Yes, beloved, sometimes it's a soul contract, a divine agreement that says, "I'll meet you there and we'll help each other remember." Even if it means it hurts. Even if it means we can't stay. Even if it means our paths diverge when the purpose is done. Do not fight what heaven designed. Do not cling to what God is releasing. You will only delay your peace. Instead, bless what was. Thank the person for what they awakened in you. And trust that what is meant for your destiny will never pass you by. There is a reason God made your hearts cross paths. You were both carrying something the other needed to see. It might have been love. It might have been light. It might have been a mirror. But it was never meaningless. You see, divine connections often arrive in disguise. They show up when you least expect. They shift everything quietly. And they leave you changed forever. That person who came into your life, they were a messenger too. They may not even know it. But through them, God reached your heart. He said, "See how deeply I can love you. See how worthy you are of tenderness. See how much more you are capable of." So even if it ended, even if they walked away, the divine message remains. You were loved by heaven through that experience, and nothing is wasted in God's plan. Sometimes separation is sacred. It creates space for growth, reflection, and revelation. It allows you to see that what you were seeking in another was always inside you. It allows your heart to return to God, whole, healed, and humbled. You are being refined, not rejected. You are being prepared, not punished. And the love that is meant for you will meet you when you are ready to receive without fear. So if you're wondering why it happened the way it did, know this: heaven never makes mistakes. Even in the confusion, there is divine choreography. Even in the silence, there is sacred conversation happening between your souls. You may not understand it now, but one day you will look back and whisper, "Now I see it." You'll realize that God used that person to guide you closer to Him. Because love, real love, always points you back to the source. That's the hidden reason God brought you together. To awaken divine love within you. To remind you that love is not found, it's remembered. To teach you that when you love from your spirit, you can never truly lose. So breathe, beloved. You are not abandoned. You are being aligned. Everything that feels uncertain now is sacred movement in disguise. Heaven is saying, don't hold anger, don't hold guilt. Hold gratitude, hold grace, hold peace. Because this chapter was never a mistake. It was a blessing wearing the mask of pain. You may not be together physically, but the energy of that connection still lives in the field of love. And love never dies. It only transforms. One day when your soul has fully understood, you'll smile and thank God for the way He wrote the story. Because it made you softer, it made you wiser, it made you stronger in faith. The angels want you to know, what's coming next is not loss, but reward. The heart that broke will open wider than before. The love that left will return in divine form. Better, purer, more aligned. God never takes something without giving more in return. But He must first make space. He must clear what no longer aligns with your next level. That's why certain people exit. That's why certain seasons end. It's preparation for divine replacement, so release your grip. Let love flow freely again. Trust that what was meant for you will always circle back, if it's still aligned with your purpose. And if it doesn't return, it was meant to prepare you, not pair you. You are divinely protected. You are guided with precision. You are surrounded by angels who see the full picture, and they are whispering right now, "Peace, beloved. All is well." God brought you together not to break you, but to birth something sacred inside you, something eternal, something holy. That's why your heart feels different now, because it's been touched by divine purpose. And once your heart has known such love, it can never go back to sleep again. Walk forward now with faith. Don't chase. Don't question. Just trust, because heaven knows exactly what it's doing. Every encounter, every connection, every goodbye, it all leads you home, to your highest path, to divine love, to yourself. You were not meant to lose in this story. You were meant to rise, to see through the illusion of endings, to realize nothing truly ends in God's world. It only transforms, so let your heart rest, let your spirit breathe, and let heaven continue writing the next beautiful chapter. Because the reason God brought you together was to awaken divine love, not between you but within you, and that love, beloved, will never leave you again. So now, beloved soul, take a deep breath. Let the light settle into your chest, because the angels are still speaking, right? They are not finished with you yet. Listen carefully. There's something you need to hear. Something your spirit already knows, but your heart keeps doubting. You did not imagine that connection. You did not make it up in your head. You felt it because it was real. Your souls met in the unseen long before your eyes ever did, and I know you keep asking, why can't I let go? Why does their energy still visit my dreams? Why does my heart still ache when I think of them? It's because something sacred is still being revealed. There is still a lesson unfolding, a layer being uncovered. Sometimes the healing continues even after the person is gone, because divine connections echo. They reverberate through your spirit until every wound has spoken its truth. The angels say, stop blaming yourself for caring deeply. Stop questioning if it was love. If it changed you, it was real. If it opened you, it was divine. You see, divine love does not always fit into human timelines. It stretches across lifetimes, lessons, and spiritual awakenings. It's not about possession, it's about progression. It's about moving you closer to who you were born to become. Some people arrive in your life like gentle teachers. Others arrive like holy storms. They shake your world, break your walls, and force your spirit to remember its power. And even when they leave, the transformation stays. This is what heaven wants you to know. When God allows a connection to touch your heart, it is never wasted. Even the heartbreak is holy. Even the silence speaks. You are being prepared for love that matches your growth, for connection that matches your purpose, for partnership that builds, not breaks, that uplifts, not drains, that reminds you of heaven, not your past pain. But before that love arrives, you must release the version of yourself who needed the last one. You must let go of chasing what was never yours to keep. You must trust that the one who truly sees your soul will never make you question your worth. The angels say, let go gracefully. Because holding on to something God has already released will only exhaust your spirit. It will make you doubt what was once meant to bless you. And you, beloved, are not meant to live in confusion. You are meant to live in peace. So right now, open your heart and whisper, I trust the divine reason behind it all. Say it again. I trust the divine reason behind it all. Feel that? That's the beginning of release. That's your soul remembering that everything happens for you, not to you. And maybe you're watching this because your spirit needed a sign, a confirmation that you're not crazy for feeling what you felt. This is your confirmation. This is heaven's way of saying, yes, it was real. Yes, it had purpose. And yes, you will love again. But this time it will be different. This time it will not come with confusion. It will not come with constant questions. It will come with peace. Peace is the new signal of divine alignment. Peace is the proof of divine timing. The next love will not make you doubt yourself. It will recognize your light and match it. It will speak your language without you having to beg for understanding. It will honor the sacredness of your heart. And maybe that's the true reason God brought the last person into your life. To show you what you will never again accept. To remind you of what your heart truly deserves. To make space for something greater than you could have imagined. You were never meant to stay stuck in what broke you. You were meant to rise from it with new vision. You were meant to carry the lesson, not the pain. So tell me, beloved soul, what did that connection teach you? What truth did it awaken in your heart? Did it make you softer, stronger, wiser? I want you to write it in the comments. Yes, speak it into existence. Declare it publicly, because when you share your revelation, you anchor the lesson in your life. Say, the reason God brought us together was to teach me, and finish the sentence. Let the angels see your understanding grow. Let your words become a light for someone else who needs hope right now. Because your healing is not just for you. It's a message for someone who will find this and whisper, that's exactly what I needed to hear. You are not just being healed, whereas you are becoming a healer. Heaven says, when you speak from your wounds, you bleed, but when you speak from your scars, you bless. So let your story become a blessing. Let your pain turn into prophecy. There is beauty in what you survived. There is power in what you learned. And there is purpose in what God allowed. You are stepping into a new chapter now. A chapter of peace, divine alignment, and healed love. The old energy cannot follow you here. The new season requires a softer heart and a stronger faith. And you, beloved, are ready. Ready to love again without fear. Ready to trust again without hesitation. Ready to see that God never ends things to hurt you. He ends them to protect you. So as you listen to these words, take a moment and comment below. I release the past with gratitude. I welcome divine love with peace. Let that declaration seal your healing. Let it echo through heaven as your spirit says yes to what's next. Because the angels are smiling right now. They see your heart rising. They see your light glowing brighter. And they whisper, this time it won't hurt. This time it will heal. The reason God brought you together was never to destroy your peace. It was to prepare your heart for divine love that will last. So lift your head, wipe your tears, and step forward knowing this truth. Love did not leave you. It evolved within you. Now tell me in the comments, beloved, what do you believe was the real reason God brought that person into your life? Was it to awaken love? To teach forgiveness? To help you see your worth? Your answer may become the exact sign someone else is praying for tonight. Heaven moves through your words, so let your heart speak. Because even now as you write, the angels are watching over you, nodding softly, whispering, yes, beloved, now you understand.
And now, precious soul, the angels draw even closer. Their wings stretch over you like a soft blanket of peace. They whisper, you are ready for understanding deeper than before. Listen, every person who entered your life carried a divine assignment. Some came to love you. Some came to challenge you. Some came to remind you what unconditional love feels like. But all of them came by design. You may not have chosen them with your logic, but your spirit recognized them long before your mind caught up. You didn't meet them by accident. You met them by alignment. And sometimes alignment doesn't look like comfort. It looks like awakening. You see, there's a sacred reason God allows certain souls to meet. Because when two energies touch, something activates in both. Sometimes it's an old wound that needs healing. Sometimes it's a buried gift that needs awakening. And sometimes it's your destiny calling your name through the mirror of another person. That is why your spirit felt that pull, that instant knowing, that magnetic force you couldn't explain. It wasn't obsession, it was remembrance. You remembered what your soul promised before you were born, and now heaven wants to remind you what you felt wasn't just chemistry, it was divine electricity. It was the current of purpose flowing between you. It was the spark of transformation God planted long before your paths crossed. But here is the truth few dare to speak. Divine connections can also be divine disruptions. They shake you awake. They break what is false so what is true can rise. They expose your fears so you can release them. They stretch your heart so it can hold more light. That's why it felt both beautiful and painful. Because transformation rarely feels gentle. It feels like fire, but fire purifies. The angels are asking you right now, will you see the divine in the disruption? Will you honor the sacred purpose behind the person who changed your life? Because if you can do that, beloved, you step into freedom. Freedom from bitterness, freedom from longing, freedom from needing closure that heaven already gave you in spirit. Say it softly. I understand now. You didn't lose them. You completed what needed to be completed. And that is divine closure. Now God is turning the page. He's preparing someone new, or preparing you to become the person who can handle the kind of love you prayed for. So if you're listening right now, and your heart still aches from that connection, the angels are inviting you to reflect. Ask yourself in the comments, what did that connection awaken in me? Did it remind you that you can love again? Did it push you to heal what you once ignored? Did it teach you patience, forgiveness, or self-worth? Write it below, because the moment you share your reflection, you transform the energy of pain into purpose. You never know who your words will heal. Your story might be the key someone else needs to finally release their burden. You might be the confirmation someone prayed for tonight. Remember, divine connections aren't always meant to end in togetherness. Sometimes they are meant to end in transformation. You both walk away carrying pieces of heaven that will continue to grow in your separate paths. That's how God multiplies love, by spreading it through the people He joins, then separates in time. So don't think of it as loss. Think of it as expansion. You have grown in love because of what you shared. You've grown in faith because of what you endured. You've grown in light because of what you learned, and one day, when your soul fully matures from this lesson, you'll smile when you hear their name, not in pain, but in peace. You'll whisper, "Thank you for being part of my awakening." That's when you'll know the cycle is complete. But until then, the angels say, "Speak your truth. Tell heaven what you learned. Tell heaven what you released. Tell heaven what you are ready to receive next." And then comment it below so it echoes across the world. Say, "I now understand why God brought us together." And finish that sentence from your soul. Was it to heal me? To strengthen me? To remind me of love? To teach me what real connection feels like? Write it, declare it, because your declaration is a prayer in motion. The angels are reading every word. They stand beside you as you type, whispering blessings into your future. They say, the moment you acknowledge the divine reason, the pain begins to fade. Your understanding becomes your liberation. Your peace becomes your protection, and your wisdom becomes your wings. You are not the same soul who started this story. You're softer now, wiser now, freer now. You are finally seeing that God didn't send them to complete you. He sent them to wake you up to who you already were. So tonight, when you close your eyes, release them with love. Bless them in your thoughts, and thank God for the sacred intersection that changed everything. Because what's coming next for you is divine alignment beyond your imagination. A love that doesn't confuse, a bond that doesn't break you, a union that feels like peace wrapped in purpose. But before that can arrive, you must honor the reason for the one that came before. So tell me, beloved soul, what do you think heaven was trying to teach you through that connection? Comment your truth below. Let's fill this space with stories of revelation, love, and awakening. Let the world see how divine purpose moves through pain and turns it into light. Because as you share, the angels are spreading your words like seeds of healing. Every word you write becomes a prayer for someone else. Every lesson you share becomes a bridge for another heart. This is divine exchange. This is how love multiplies. And this, beloved, is the real reason God brought you together, to awaken light not only within you, but through you for the world to see. Beloved soul, before you leave this moment, pause, breathe, feel the peace that now rests on your heart. You are not the same as when you began this message. You've shifted. Something divine has been unlocked inside you. The angels are smiling right now. They see that you've understood. They see that your heart is healing, and they whisper, you are ready for the new chapter. So carry this peace with you. Carry the lesson, not the pain. And when doubt tries to visit again, remember these words. Every person, every meeting, every goodbye was divinely timed, perfectly designed, and spiritually necessary. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. It was all heaven's way of guiding you home to yourself. If this message touched your heart, leave a comment below and let the angels hear your gratitude. Write, thank you, God, for divine connections that awaken my soul. Let that be your closing prayer tonight, and if you feel this light, share it, because someone out there needs to be reminded that their story has purpose too. Until next time, beloved, keep your heart open, keep your faith alive, And keep walking with heaven, because the angels are still with you, guiding, loving, protecting, and whispering softly, "You were never alone." If this message spoke to your spirit, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, so more souls can receive their divine reminder right on time. You are loved, you are chosen, you are guided, always.